Hi friends, uh, as you have seen my YouTube channel Marcinjo7, and I'm here to tell you my journey into deep learning and machine learning. I am a machine learning deep learning practitioner from past 3 years, and I'll tell my journey how I started in deep learning, how I started with machine learning, and all my experiences or whatever resources I've used to learn whatever concepts I've learned in deep learning and machine learning. So we'll start. I will tell you about my little past history. So I am a graduate. I've done my graduation in bachelor's in computer application. We generally call it BCA. And if you know that BCA is not a very advanced course in terms of computer science, it goes through the basics of programming, database, and everything, web designing, and little web of networking and etc. Right? Not it is a good course, but it doesn't go that deep into the subjects. But still, how I ended up in machine learning, right? This is a curious question which I've been asked by a lot of people. So when I was going through BCS, a lot of people told me like, bro, you have to do MCA like to be in a good job or whatever concept you want to understand or something. And I didn't wanted to pursue, like I don't want to study more, right? I knew that I just wanted to give myself some time by myself. That was the best learning for me at that time. So in the second year, like I just didn't wanted to go for MC. I just wanted to make my career from BCA only. So I was like really trying hard to like get the things work done and everything, right? So I was looking for internship and etc. So I got one company, nearby local company. They was just startup. So there I went and asked about like, can I have some job and like anything which can I do. That time I didn't literally I didn't knew. I just knew simple basic C coding, little bit Java, little bit database. Not even web development. I was not even very good at JavaScript at that moment. Nothing, like everything little. Not even like I was not like literally a guy who could like work. I was just had introductory programming course and etc. Right. So I'm very thankful that the guy he told me right now like most of the IT culture has been divided into four parts. One is like cloud computing, where you learned about network and like how cloud interact and database etc. Then there is a big data, like how you handle big data, storage and the complexity etc. And third, he told like UI and web development etc. Right. And fourth one, he told artificial intelligence and I was the guy. I was also interested in microprocessors and these all things right at that time. But yeah, there was no requirement for that field at that time. So yeah, so these four things he described me to, like which area you wanna like work on or something, right? You can choose by your preference. So I had a little bit a math background. I like doing maths and like going too deep into math. So he told in artificial intelligence, it sounds cool. I was like always curious. I watched movie about this. I like always liked technology, right, from the beginning of my like childhood. So I was drawn to artificial intelligence, but he just told me that there is a lot of maths required and everything. And I was the guy who hasn't scored good in maths, right? But I have, I haven't done good in maths score wise, but I had my concepts clear, right? I was just, I was not the guy who tried to solve a lot of questions and practice a lot of things. I was a kind of guy who will go in deep into the subject. Look, what was the history, how it invented, and like what was the use case, how can we apply in real life. So I was more like a practical, and this thing was required over there. So yeah, I was not a big solver of big equations and everything, but yeah, I knew the concepts. And so he told me like, okay, we will teach you over here, and then you can also work over here. So I told, okay, sir, I've seen a lot of courses online. Maybe I'll try some of them, and I will like report back to you every week, like whatever I've done, and like in future after like 1 or 2 months, I will be good, ready to go and like work in those areas, whatever task you give me. So yeah, I done a lot of research and everything. The first course I just came across for machine learning, that was like Andrew Ng's first course, machine learning from Stanford University, right? That you all already know this course about. So I started doing the introductory part was so smooth, right? Where it described what is machine learning, what is like types of machine learning, reinforcement, and everything, right? what is data, what is hypothesis, and these are the smooth butter thing, right? I just came clear across, yeah, first few days were right. But as soon as I started with gradient descent, everything, and I started to lose the nick of out of it. Like I was like, okay, this is a boomer. So I didn't know how to handle that thing. So on the first week, I didn't report it back to him because I knew this is gonna take more than a week or more than a month to do. Right? I just lost contact with them. I went with my pace. Tried to understand something, yeah, but that was really hard. I could not. Then when I was trying to read that, I knew that okay, now the math here is required, like calculus is required, mainly derivatives and these all things. And that point I got totally stuck. So yeah, then I paused that course over there only first in the initial weeks only, and I came back, tried to look into like all the math stuff, try to refresh everything whatever was required, like calculus, derivative, linear algebra. Linear algebra was pretty fine. I was good there, like matrix multiplication, everything. That was easy stuff that I got easily. But this calculus part was little hard. So for that I tried to look into all the like where I could like YouTube videos and whatever courses which I can get. Even I took some courses from MIT Open Courseware, if you heard about. But those were like really complex. That much didn't require. So first I went to Khan Academy. There I like saw a lot of videos about gradient ascent was there first, right? Descent is the thing which we do you do use in data science, but normally people were using ascent for like try to measure the height of something, right? Something like architecture in architectural thing. Yeah. So there I learned about derivatives, anti-derivatives, like gradient descent, everything from there. But yeah, from that was also good. But I just not only relied on Khan Academy. There is one more channel which I will describe. I also share the link with you. That is called, there is a guy called Derek Owens. Derek Owens, he makes like maths and physics videos for elementary schools. Not elementary, middle high school, right? He just come up with the basic, like the basic functions, prerequisites of algebra, prerequisites of calculus. Then he jumps slowly into the calculus with what is slope, what is limits, how limits helps to describe calculus and everything. So yeah, that was pretty good course. Like yeah, it's still available on YouTube. You have to go and search about that. I will just share the link. Maybe I'll also draw it over the screen right now. Yeah. So yeah, that really helped me direct one course to understand the basics, slope, and these all things. From there, I picked back on to Khan Academy. There, I learned about multivariable calculus, single variable calculus, whatever those terms were. Now, still, then, like after like 1 month of this doing maths, I got like little sense about slopes and derivative, rate of change, right? How rate of change like impact other things, right? The chain rule and etc. When I learned this, when I came back to the machine learning course, now it felt little easy, right? But yeah, I felt I learned about it. Then I understood a lot of concept which was missing before this math course which I took right now. So now things were getting into place, and yeah, I was going through. The actually the first course is better than other courses, even the deep learning specialization, because the first courses have exercises which are really good. So in that they just try to apply algorithm to a two-dimensional data or three-dimensional data which can be visualized, right? We can use, if you make a classifier or something, you can see the boundary lines, and you can visualize the whole thing in the graph. Like there will be some kind of positive, like there will be class 1 over here in the vector space and 2, and there will be like a wall between them that could become a classifier, right? So that was really cool. And they were also giving examples of multi-dimensional data, right? First they were like make you visualize with 2D or 3D data, then they will be exercises for like multi-dimensional data, 5 or 6 or 20 or 100, right? So that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was going smooth until yeah, forward progression easier part. I understood the forward propagation in neural network. When the BAP prop came, that was hard because that time the right now we use this bias add, right? The biases we add that time. That time it was like very different in MATLAB in the first course. So there we try to, yeah, from there I was not able to understand back propagation from Andrew Ng's course. it was really hard for me to understand from. So I also took this help from other, like I was trying to like go through other YouTubers, other courses to understand that, at the same time going through Andrew Ng's courses. So that time I got this beautiful channel through Three Blue Brown. You must have known about this, right? From there I got this series Neurodex. There I tried to understand the what how operation and combined with Android. Both of the resources I combined, and some other YouTubers as well, like whatever I could get in terms of neural and everything. And that time 3 years ago there was not much of the application like explaining. Now we have a lot of in YouTube, but that time was there was not much. Yeah. So that time, yeah, I just looked first was like three blue brown one like neural network playlist, and I entered in the background. Both of them I'm combined, try to see from both the side, and like then finally I understood like 80% of appropriation, and then I moved on, right? Yeah, I got the gist of the thing. I got the intuition and started doing and everything. Then there was a lot of things like fraud detection, PCA. We literally did the digit recognition OCR thing in that course. And now I got like, yeah, this now I understood little bit about this and everything, right? And still that time I was like also, and that was my last year that time. That was while learning all this, 1 year almost like passed, like 6, 7 months, 8 months, and my like companies were coming into my college and we were going for interviews and everything. So that time nobody needed a machine learning engineer, deep learning engineer or something like even I didn't know about there was a deep learning something, right? That time only I knew machine learning was there. So yeah, I was trying for like I would write in my resume that I know neural network, I know machine learning. That even I that was basic for me, but I used to like feel very good about it and in my resume. But nobody wanted that. I got rejected by like very small paying company, local companies, and like that really demotivated me and everything. I should write those things. Nobody cared about that thing. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So initially when I completed that, yeah. So then TCS arrived. In TCS, yeah, it went well, and there was a guy in my interview round, final round. The guy asked me about like what is your passion, what you are into, and everything. Then I told, yeah, I am trying to learn machine learning. Depending, I have already made a classifier on is it recognition, how it going. And this guy was new, like finally somebody I could talk to about machine learning. Even in my college, I searched one professor or somebody that time who would teach machine learning or who are aware of what things are going into machine learning. Who could have, there was none. Literally, there was none in my university back then, 3 years ago. But now we have a lot of things over there. But that time there was none. So nobody found. And for the first time, I could find a companion who can talk about machine learning and neural network. That guy from TCS, yeah, we had a really good conversation and everything. And the interview really went well. Even in the end, he was like asking about, okay, tell me now. Okay, now the interviewer doesn't. Can you tell me like good places to hang around nearby? Because I'm in from Dehradun and then Masuri and all these Nainital and Rishikesh is nearby. So that guy asked me like to travel and everything. Yeah. So basically, the interview went pretty well. I was confident enough. And after 1 month, I got like all I got selected for DCS. So yeah, that was cool. But while that process, I also like I also applied some pool what we call pool hiring system, which was in my nearby colleges. So somehow there was a company coming, Verdantis, which is a Mumbai-based company, which is that time it used to be startup, but now it has been established a lot. So they came for hiring in that time. So they never describe what position they were coming. Like they must have described, but I misread it something. So they were actually coming for business consultants job profile. They are not coming for any technical. And when I went to the school campus hiring, like lot of people from my college, MCA, MTech, and everything was present, and a lot of people were present there for this business consultant job, right? Because that like people are like if you provide opportunity people will come from any department because like there is so scarcity of job out there, right? So they all came in, and in this second company which this Verdantis came, so they came for business consultant guy, right, analyst kind of thing. So yeah, so then then when I reached there, then I know, okay, so then I thought I already came so far in this process, I should stay and listen to this guy. So this guy started talking, okay, we are doing some AI deep learning NLP thing with our company. We are here for like he was trying to brag about his company, yeah. Yeah. So from there I heard, okay, artificial intelligence. So then I thought like maybe there could be a way for me if I could ask. So he was describing company, and the job profile he came for was a business consultant, and I was like totally different. So yeah, the process was going on. I was sitting aside thinking about, should I go home or should I talk to him about like if you have any open vacancy for this. So initial my thought was like maybe I should like be a like a normal candidate who can pass the general English test, aptitude test, and then pass by, and like then in the final round I'll ask for like, can you give me a machine learning job. Then I thought like maybe if I fail in there, like in aptitude or English or something, or if I do not give right answers or something, my impression will be let down from there, right? So I didn't try that matter. I waited for like perfect moment so that I can talk to HR when she's free. So in the all the process done in the last, I waited for the HR to be free, and then I talked to her like, okay, ma'am, I'm a guy who have been practicing machine learning and deep learning, and I heard your CEO saying about these things which you are doing in the company right now. And I was hoping if you have some vacancy and like if you can interview for that, and that will be really good. Or even if you give me some opportunity. I told them I have this certification of machine learning. Any guy who is familiar in this community would like value this thing. And okay, so she told me, okay, I will talk to my CEO. He's actually head of AI and something he told me that time. But when I joined the company, he wasn't. Yeah, they were just people just try to fake things over there, right? So yeah, so I got opportunity to meet him, and I told him like, okay, I've been doing this course I'm doing. I've done well, and like I also sold my certification, but he didn't value it. I thought like this is most valuable thing at that time 3 years ago, but he didn't value it because he was not from that community, right? He was just trying to fake it that okay, he's head of AI and everything. So yeah, and that part. So he started asking me some basic aptitude questions and everything. He was trying to test other side of me, like how hardworking I am, how persistent I am, how smart on the feet I am on the moment, and everything other than data science. And it went pretty well. And even he asked some basics like how Google does this, how Google do this, how Google like analyze traffic, how they like scan image, everything. So yeah, that was little bit data science. I made him explain in the simple terms and everything. And one of the question he asked and I didn't knew the answer at that moment. I could not explain him in the terms of AI. So yeah, I answered everything. It went like positive. I was positive at this interview, but I didn't answer this last thing. So while going back to my like home, I knew this answer. This was something. This answer was related to something how Google scans the traffic or on the streets, and then notifies us in our Google Map and everything. Something later. So I didn't know answer at that time, and like so yeah. So while I was also driving, I got this answer in my head. What can I say? So I thought maybe I could call and tell them, or maybe I should go back and tell the answer to him, and like this will impress him that how like how badly I wanted this job to be in the field of AI. So I thought I will go back, but yeah, that day I didn't wear helmet, and there were cops checking helmet, and just I just passed them. So if I when I thought like I will return back to like my call to that hiring process, but I could not because there was cops checking about the helmet and everything. So that was a bad idea for me. So I didn't go back there, right? So I thought maybe, oh, I had this number of some other guy who was there in the process. I will call him and tell him to tell the HR to give phone to the sir, so that I could explain my answer to him on the phone. So I told her like to do and everything. So I just told my answer on the phone. Constantly, I met that guy. I called that guy. He picked. Then he passed his phone to HR. Then from HR to the CEO, and I told him the answer and everything. So I didn't. I'm totally sure that he didn't understand the answer because he was not a guy from AI. But he liked the enthusiasm about me. Like he's so persistent about giving an answer and everything. So must be he liked that thing about me. So now I got two job offers. One was in TCS, but TCS was like something graduate training, right? A graduate trainee. That post was graduate trainee, and I was not sure that I would be able to get machine learning title job, right? Maybe I could have thrown into Java, C plus, or something other technology in TCS, which I don't know, right? On this one, I got another offer from this company also like accepted me, and this was like so good. Like there were like 500 people, open pool campus from different colleges, and only four picked, and two from my college. One was me, and another was a girl who picked for business consultant, not for machine learning, which they actually came for, and two other were from other different universities. So I felt good about it, and this job was like the my profile was like associate software developer in data science. So this was the profile. So this in this job I knew that I will be directly working into data science, machine learning, everything. So yeah, I was happy. I was happy as hell because I got selected. Initially, like nobody asked me. Like small paying companies have rejected me in the initial moments. Even Cap, I got rejected by Capgemini. Like they picked all beautiful girls in my class, like tall girls and everything, and left the all boys and everything. So yeah, that was disheartening at that time. So now I was like basics in machine learning. Just took one course. I got the job just from that only, right? Yeah. Now then I thought which to pick, TCS to pick or this other company were dentist, which is they were paying higher than the TCS, what were TCS paying at that time. And yeah, so I was like, which to decide? Should I go for money or should I go for a brand such as TCS? And yeah, so yeah, with TCS, I was not sure that I will definitely get AI task or something AI kind of profile where I will work in the field of artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning. I was not sure about that. So I picked up other company and they were paying me like hell lot, like double, triple about what thesis was paying me. So I thought, yeah, I thought like I picked money over everything, and also like I was like sure that I will work in data science and machine learning. So yeah, so I picked that company, and yeah, so yeah, they asked me to join immediately, and like you can give your exam, like come back and then give your final term exam and everything. But I lied to them. Okay, no, my school is not university is not allowing me to go and everything because I wanted to enjoy. Right, I just had I didn't wanted to jump from. I already hard like really worked hard as of in the course and everything. I didn't want to go immediately. I just wanted to enjoy and everything. So yeah, I told him no, I'm not available. I will only available after exam. After my exam, even after exam, I took like 20 days of leave kind of thing for joining. So I told them I will join in July. My college like finished in like May June. So I got like one and a half month of like time. So in that time, I thought maybe I'll like upgrade my skills in machine learning and do like whatever. So I didn't knew that time. I didn't knew my company was an NLP based company. Even when I go to the site, there was not much description about. And I didn't understand NLP that moment. What like machine learning can be also applied in text and something, right? So I didn't knew about that. My company was an NLP based company, and I took my deep learning course there at that time, right? Then that was totally computer vision based, like image classifier and everything. I didn't knew that time, and I started practicing in those one and a half a month period which I took before joining. When that started, like I used to give like 2 3 hours daily in the afternoon and try to learn and try to code everything. Yes, on the deep learning specialization, I totally understood the back profession with the Python. Python it was very easier, and the modules, the exercising modules were like created very smoothly on that deep learning specialization. It is very like the coding is like so smooth. They have like removed all the complexity while which I faced in the doing MATLAB in the first code. And with the Python, it was so easy to do the back propagation. And they also introduced this NumPy and everything that which made like things a lot more easier. And there I understood about my back propagation and everything pretty well. And then started going classifier and everything. And I learned this third one, right? Convolution like CNNs and these all things I learned in the third course of the deep learning specialization. I couldn't start the last one where the NLP part start word to vec and like LSTMs and these all things, right? Yeah. So yeah, I just 3 courses of that specialization till convolution, and I went to Bangalore for the first time for my machine learning job. And there I got the surprise that we are not doing this image classifier. We don't need that thing. We are just doing focusing in NLP. And NLP, yeah, it uses deep learning, but after some time, like after pre-processing everything. And I was really bad. I was really bad at Python. I just like, I just learned Python during that course, whatever like basics. So yeah, initially I had like really hard time in the company with Python. with NLP, trying to use deep learning in NLP. Yeah. So yeah, I started basic. Yeah, but yeah, I kept reading. I took the fourth course, SLSTM and everything. The last one, sequence something is the name, right? Sequence data or something was the last course of that deep learning. I took there in Bangalore. I used to come back from work and I used to study at the night. And yeah, this basically figured way my out there. I did lot of interesting projects over there in NLP, right? Lot of classifiers like from basics to like deep learning, CNN, RNN, everything. Even done encoder decoder architecture translation and like yeah, a lot of stuff we did, like a lot of stuff I did in NLP over there. Then I joined to my other company, Marcy.ai, that is called in my last year, like 2 years I did in first company, second last year I did in the third company. There I learned about signal processing, how we can use machine learning to classify different sounds and everything, right? Yeah. So that is my journey, and so throughout the journey, I learned from a lot of resources. One of was like best was the machine learning and course, deep learning course. I have seen a lot of YouTubers and everything, but yeah, only the best comes. And yeah, I just forgot about one of the good course was fast.ai. That was really cool. That taught me how like we can use transfer learning so well to like enhance our performance and everything. Yeah, it is a different kind of approach they are talking. They are like trying to teach everything from uh, top to bottom approach, right? And courses goes from bottom to top. They are trying to teach from top to bottom. So you will directly go implement big models over there, and then as time passes, you will learn about the minute details from everything. So yeah, that was one of the core. I have seen lot like other YouTubers, like you will see on like YouTubers and other like sites like Udemy and Udacity and everything. But yeah, Coursera stand out way out of them, like really good. Even I've seen a lot of paid courses like which my friends were taking and everything, but they were not that good. They were literally not that good. So yeah, few of the yeah channel which I already described you. Yeah, for the math, Derek Owens, don't forget that name. He's really good with maths over there. Khan Academy for also derivatives and these all things. When you done this part, then definitely the first course of machine learning by Andrew Ng and also deep learning specialization. Yeah, and on the way you can see a lot of YouTube videos. Like whenever you're stuck at something, try to go back and like search about that topic, read from different sources. And yeah, a lot of blogs I have read from this blogging site, Analytic Vidya, and Analytic Vidya is not that good, but most of the Medium articles were like pretty good. Some of the authors. Even if you follow my profile over this YouTube channel, I'm just giving a lot of things. I'm just trying to create basic maths for it, and so that we can have this prerequisites for maths and quantum physics. So you can learn with me over there, right? Do check out my first video. I have explained machine learning without maths. You will get a lot of idea. Once you go through that video, you will feel machine learning is way easier when you do it with maths. So yeah, do check out that. Okay. So this is my journey. If you wanted to ask more or anything, I would definitely love to help you in the comment section. So yeah, this is it.